What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, seems that Sony, in their wise wisdom, they're increasing the price of PlayStation Plus, all the tiers, on September 6th. I mean, it's like, I know you're down bad. I know the biggest game, the biggest console exclusive of the year, possibly of this generation, is launching that day for everyone. But why would you bad news on top of bad news? This is why I keep saying this. Jim Ryan is not for gamers. Jim Ryan is for investors. And so when he raises the price for PS Plus, the investors are like, yay, more money for us. He doesn't care about y'all. When are y'all gonna realize that? When are y'all gonna be like, you know what? PlayStation is whacked this generation. I'm gonna take a break. Let me get an X real quick and let them sort out their things. Maybe I'll come back next gen PlayStation 6 and maybe it'll be better. Just do that. Nothing's gonna happen. It's not like you're gonna disappear, vanish, or you know. It's not the end of the world that PlayStation is circling the drain. That they're down so bad that, you know, just like there's nothing they can do other than about face and change all of their kind of thinkings and business models and stuff. That's not gonna happen because their business models are predicated on the fact that they need to make money for their investors. And yes, that is business. That's capitalism, right? But the difference is PlayStation doesn't care about the fans at all. They just want the fans to buy their stuff. And they're so, their hubris is so strong that they think that they can do no wrong. And so do the ponies and the donkey unicorns. But you're seeing it happen in real time in front of your face. The downfall of the great PlayStation brand right now. Sure, it's still popular right now because it takes time for these things to set in. You know, there is a lag, there's a little bit of a latency when it comes to something happening in the industry and then the effects of that, you know? Like Starfield, right? Starfield's coming out. When it releases, I mean, the hype is crazy, right? Sales for Xboxes are up on Amazon and everything, 1,000% and all this stuff, right? So you're seeing some movement, but you won't see the solid, concrete, foundational movement 6 months down the line, a year, 12 months down the line. Then you'll say, oh, Starfield did this, you know? Everybody's buying Xboxes because of Starfield. And past that, you know, everybody's playing Starfield. Everybody's playing Starfield on PC. All the modders are making mods for Starfield, which is making more people want to go and play and buy Starfield. This is what happened with Skyrim, if y'all don't remember. And what will happen also that people aren't realizing is that there are YouTubers out there, content creators that are going to do all these things, especially the mods. When the mods hit, there are mod content creators out there that will be like, yo, there's a new mod in Starfield, is this, and then they go through all the mod and see, and this is the link, you can go grab it. There's literally a content creation industry with Bethesda games and these mods. I've seen it in Skyrim. That's why Skyrim is what it is, because of some of these content creators just coming through with the mods. They didn't create the mods, but they're showcasing the different mods, which makes people like, yo, that's on Skyrim, let's go. And you go and you download. That happened to me. I had, it was Skyrim, and I had the X, the One X, it was the One X. And I forget which one, Skyrim's been on there forever, and I played it already, I already finished it. But they were like, oh yeah, mods are on Xbox and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, because this streamer, he's usually a PC. But the PC mods apply to Xbox as well, but not PlayStation. And there's another reason why, you know, it's not even on PlayStation. Starfield won't be on PlayStation, so you don't have to worry about having the whacker mods, but still. And so I was like, oh snap, let me see. I checked the mods on the Xbox, boom, they were there. I was like, all right, let's go, get the pretty lady mod on there, boop, 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 I did it. beautiful women. I was like, wow, if this game was like this when it first came out, it would have been brilliant. But, you know, it's crazy. And you see all these ponies, these donkey unicorns out here. It's fake concern. Trying to, oh my gosh, like, remember they were the there's no marketing. There's so much marketing. It's so much marketing, and that live action trailer is so good. When it comes on, I watch it. I've seen it already. I don't need to see it again, but I sit there and like, watch it again. And it gives you that feeling like the dude. The best part of that trailer is the pilot dude, the guy who's exploring, he's flying the ship and stuff. Like, so he's flying around, and then he gets into a dogfight, and he's like, shh. And then the dogfight is kind of dope, right? He's like, and then he flip around, and he blasts the dude, and it explodes, and he flies through the explosion and stuff. And he's sitting there like with a super Kool-Aid smile on his face, like, yeah. He looked like a gamer playing the game, basically, but he was in the commercial. I was like, you know what? They got it. They got the feeling. They got the essence of like gamer emotion in that trailer. And that's something that Sony lacks. Look at all Sony's trailers. They're not gamer trailers. They're not like, oh yeah, you're gonna sell it to gamers, or you're selling this on gamers, or no, they're just like, oh yeah, they look pretty, they're shot well, but it's like, what is this? Playing chess, and I forgot what game that was, but they were playing chess, and one side was white, one side was black, and I was like, okay, it's a cool concept, but what is this? I can't remember. I think it was just a PlayStation 5 ad or something, and it was cool, but it didn't want to make me buy a PlayStation. It didn't want to make me play that game. I don't even know if it was a game. It was just dumb. And that's where Sony doesn't connect with their audience, mainly because they literally don't connect with their audience. You know, their return policy is horrible. They don't talk to nobody. There's no front-facing person at Sony for customer relations, for community. There's no community at PlayStation. That's the problem for the most part. I know I said this in the last episode, so I'm not gonna reiterate, but you know, it's you have to pay attention, because it is a very interesting time right now, because the tides are literally changing in front of our faces. And if you look at the ponies, you look at the donkey unicorns, especially on Twitter X, it's like they don't know what they're. You look at what's his Forge Gaming, that dude, man, he's like I mean, he speaks a certain way, so he may sound like he knows what he's saying, speaks properly and all that. But he's butthurt just like all the other donkey unicorns. He's a donkey unicorn. Interesting. Remember you said that? That's my new catchphrase. That's what donkey unicorns say. When they're out in the wild and they're eating hay and stuff, and they look up at you and they go, interesting. That's what they say. That's a reference to when he was talking to somebody. I think he was interviewing somebody or whatever. He's talking to somebody on his show, and they got a Starfield code to play the game early. He did not. And that's why he said, interesting. Oh. I was like, you're a fool. But look, I can't hate on him because he got more subs than me. He's been doing it harder, longer, stronger than I have. But that doesn't mean I won't catch up and possibly surpass him. But a lot of these donkey unicorns and pony influencers, if you will, they capitalized on the popularity of PlayStation. I was going to do a video about flip-floppers, the pony flip-floppers, or the Xbox traders, whatever you want to call them, the people who used to be Xbots and now they're on the pony side, like Crap Gamer and MBG and I guess Mooch, I don't know, and how they did it in order to grow their channels. They didn't do it because they were fans. They did it because they wanted to grow their channels and make that money. And in one respect, I can't hate on that, because if that's what their goal is to make money, then that's what it is. But now they're caught in a position where the tides are changing, and you're gonna see them flip back again because, well, not right away, but if Xbox becomes bigger than PlayStation again, or comparable, right? Say they're neck and neck, 50-50 even, whatever. They're gonna do more positive Xbox news because guess what? More money. You know, and the smart companies out there, the smart entities, the smart influencers, the smart content creators set it up so that they have both. Like Colin Moriarty, as much as a pony as he is, he has Defining Duke. You know, he didn't start off that way. It was P.S. I Love You and whatever. What was it? His original thing wasn't even video games. He talked about American history and stuff, which is super interesting. But he was smart and he said, yeah, we got to cover Xbox too, so, you know, let's go. Because there's a fan base there and the possibility of them coming up is real. And so you look at them, you look at Kinda Funny, which was co-founded by Colin. Literally just a PlayStation, you know, that was, well, that's P.S. I Love You. From the ashes of Podcast Beyond, and that was IGN. Still the same host. But they too have an Xbox. It didn't come out right away the same time that P.S. I Love You came out. It was afterwards. It was like, some years afterwards when they said, we should probably do that too because, you know, cover our bases and have more of an audience because there's an audience for that stuff. And they see that. Those are the smart content creators. The dummies flip sides. They say, I'm Xbox, I'm PlayStation. I prefer Xbox. Right? I don't have a PlayStation 4 or 5. I have, or 3. I gave my 3 to a nephew of mine. But I have a PlayStation 1, I have a PlayStation 2. You know, I'm sort of a collector. Will I get a PlayStation 3 again? I mean, if I trip over one and it's $20 and dirt in the ditch, maybe I'll get it if it works, whatever. That's fine. Would I get a PlayStation 4? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's the collector. It's not. I'm not there trying to play those games per se or anything, but you know, I'm a collector in that respect. Would I get a PlayStation 5? Not at the moment. Not in its current form. They need to shrink it down and make it way cheaper. And I wouldn't get it for the ecosystem. That's the problem with PlayStation, is that their ecosystem sucks. And for someone like me, who is already in the Xbox ecosystem, which is superior, why would the only reason I would get a PlayStation 5 is to play their exclusive games. And their exclusive games, you know, they look shiny and stuff, but it's like that, I made this comparison before, I'm pretty sure I did. It's like that BMW i8. That looks really cool. That's a cool looking car. That is a hot trash piece of garbage. That vehicle does not perform how it looks. It's like, yo, that looks cool. And then you're like, it's like a 4-banger in it it's a hybrid. It's an all the time hybrid. So it's like, it has a little engine in it that cuts on when the battery's too low or something. I forgot how it works, but it's dumb. And I'm like, it looks good, but that is not how you make a car. I'm like, yo, if that had performance on it, let's go. But you know, that's why you don't see a whole bunch of them out on the street. You see a few because they look cool and the doors open all cool and stuff. But on the inside, it's like whack. You know, the PlayStation 5 is similar. You know, I went through why it's performing better than the Xbox Series X. You know, we went through that already, so I'm not going to reiterate or rehash. I said reiterate already. But, you know, they don't have anything for me over at PlayStation. And their games are so cinematic that I can literally watch them on YouTube and kind of get it. Because the gameplay is, it's not, no. I had Uncharted, it was Uncharted 3 when I had my PlayStation 3. I had Uncharted 3 and I played maybe 30 minutes of the beginning. He's running and going through the thing with it's like a party happening, jumps out the window, and I was like, I really don't care. And if you think about PlayStation's lineup, like what do they have coming out? And their whole playbook has been, oh, let's make a sequel to this, let's remaster this, where are their new IPs? And then you say, oh, their new IPs are all gas games. And you're like, but I don't want to play that. I want to play that cinematic jibby jam that I'm so used to. But what are they? Oh, another God of War. Oh, another Uncharted. Oh, another Last of Us. Oh, another Spider-Man. They have milked those enough so that people are not as excited anymore. Have you been hearing anything about Spider-Man? I have not seen a commercial for Oh no, that's a lie. I think I saw a commercial for Spider-Man, but it was dumb because it's the trailer that they've already. It's like clips of the trailer that they showed already. It's like nothing new. And I'm looking at Starfield. I'm like, Starfield is everywhere. They got buses. They got freaking the raps. They got me to buy a controller. I didn't need a controller. I'm not even a controller collector, but I was like, I'm gonna have to get that controller. And it was more than a regular controller. It was more than a standard controller, but I was like, you know what? I don't usually buy controllers. And I got the Sonic Blue, Shock Blue. I got the Shock Blue one because I was like, I had the black one. I was like, I'm tired of black. Let me get something different. I got the Shock Blue. That's the last controller I bought. When that first came out, that's when I got it. And it works fine. I drop it a couple of times, still works. You always be dropping controllers. Don't be like, you be sleeping, bang, clink, dang, like, oh, dang it. And you hope it don't break. If my Shock Blue breaks, would I crack open the Starfield controller? I don't know. Remember, I am a collector. I might start collecting controllers. But yeah, the hype is so real that I'm probably gonna be doing Starfield videos for a long time because of how real it is. With a little dash of slapping ponies up and down the street, because you know they acting foolish right now. So you know you gotta put them in their place sometimes. And you know it's fun. I haven't listened to any of the Pony show recently, and I want to know what they're talking about are like kind of weak talking points that are really absurd. So it's like, you know, why would I waste my time? But it's mainly for research. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to it so that we'll see what they're talking about. Let's see where their heads is at, which doesn't really matter because they're all kind of crazy. But I wanted to touch on one more thing real quick, is that the IGN, I said this yesterday, but I think they messed up again with the labeling. And Per Schneider literally put out a statement saying, oh, we're short one person in the checks and balances of the data of the something of the database of the something like that, right? Basically. And I'm like, what kind of bullshit as answer is that? Politics much, Per? That was the most bullshit answer I've ever heard. It takes one person to look at the thing and say, wait, is that Xbox? Is it not? How long does it take to go Google and research whether a game is going to come out on Xbox or not? They're full of shite. And I you know what? I'm glad that they made fun of PlayStation. I hope they get blacklisted, because that's what happens when you make fun of PlayStation. Well, I don't think IGN will get blacklisted because they're too big, so they can say whatever the hell they want. It would actually be a negative if PlayStation cockblocks them like that. So PlayStation's in trouble because they can't do what they usually do to scare these outlets. And I hope that IGN can grow a pair of balls and be like, look, you're messing up, Sony. We're not pulling any punches anymore. This is how it is. If you want to blacklist us, that's fine, but you're not getting any coverage. Sorry. IGN has that power to do that to Sony, but they're too scared. They're too scared because of the ad revenue and all that stuff. And so they need to grow a pair of balls so that they can actually be an outlet that people respect again. Right now, they're getting clowned. So, I mean, I don't know if they were ever respected, but you know, whatever. Digital Foundry all the way, because they're impartial for the most part. And it's really about pixels and numbers for them. You know, pixels and cycles and, you know, RAM speed and all that. That's all they care about. You know, technology, and that's what's up. You know, instead of all these smoke and mirrors and lies, you know. But anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out. Y'all like and subscribe. let me know in the comments. I mean, basically about, I know the hype is real. I'm looking at the comments and everybody's like super excited. I'm super excited. Like I said before, I ordered the special edition already. So I'm gonna probably play it, today's Wednesday, probably tomorrow night. I think it releases tomorrow night, the 31st at like 9 o'clock or something. So I'm gonna play like 4 hours of it that night or something. Because I'm going away for the weekend, so I won't be able to play it, which sucks, but it doesn't suck because I'm going away for the weekend, so it's all good. But I'm gonna definitely, when I come back, I'm gonna play the hell out of that. On Monday, I'm playing all of it all the time. I'm gonna lock myself in like boop, 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 boop. That doesn't sound like that, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm finna do. I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it. That's my, honestly, I'm hyped, right? But I'm thinking about the systems, I'm thinking about how the game is, and that's my forever game. That's the rest of this generation game. And I can't be the only one that's thinking about it like that. And I think that's why there's so much hype for Starfield. Now you see the detractors, oh, you walk this way, one direction for 45 minutes and then you hit an invisible wall. And Todd Howard literally said, when you explore where you land, so there's a circumference, if you will, or an area around where you land. And then you go back in your ship, you take off, you land somewhere else, some more area to search. So you can search the whole planet, you just can't walk around the whole planet, which makes no sense because who does that? Nobody does that, and it's unrealistic. And this isn't an excuse for it, it's just like, it's dumb, and building that type of system into your game would probably hinder some of the other features and options of the overall experience. And so they say, well, we're not going to do that because if you do that, then it'll make this worse and that worse and all that stuff, and performance and all that stuff. So that's not even an issue for me. They said, what is it? They said it was like 5 times bigger than Fallout 4 or something, like one of the areas. And I'm like, okay, Fallout 4 is pretty big. And I played it for a little bit. I fell off of it, but I played. But did I finish Fallout 4? I don't think I finished 4. I played enough of it to know that, yeah, it's big. And if it's 5 times bigger than that for every place that you land on every individual planet, come on, son. Y'all are just making up stuff to complain because y'all ain't getting it. Anyway, I'm getting out of here now. I appreciate y'all. I always appreciate y'all. Leave a comment. Like I said, whatever you want to talk about. And, I read them all, so that's what's up. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Till the wait.